your mobile password might be exposing your credentials. A number of popular mobile managers are inadvertently spilling user credentials due to a vulnerability in the autofill functionality of Android apps. The vulnerability dubbed autospill can expose users' saved credentials from mobile password managers by circumventing Android's secure autofill mechanism, according to the university researchers at the IIT Hyderabad who discovered the vulnerability and presented their research at Black Hat Europe this week. The researchers Ankit Gangwal, Shubham Singh, Abhijit Sarvista, sorry about those names, guys, found that when Android apps loads a login page in WebView, the pre-installed engine from Google lets developers display web content in-app without launching a web browser. And an autofill request is generated. Password managers can get disoriented about where they should target the user's login information, and instead expose their credentials to the underlying app native fields, they said. Let's say you are trying to log into your favorite music app on your mobile device, and you use the option login via Google or Facebook. The music app will open Google or Facebook login page itself inside the web view, Gangwal explained to TechCrunch prior to Black Hat presentation on Wednesday. When a password manager is involved to autofill credentials, ideally it should autofill only into Google or Facebook page that has been loaded, but we found the autofill operation could accidentally expose credentials to the base app. Gangwal notes that the ramifications of this vulnerability, particularly in scenario where the base app is malicious, are significant. He added, even without phishing, any malicious app that asks you to log in via another site, like Google or Facebook, can automatically access sensitive information. The researchers tested autospill vulnerability using some of the most popular password managers, including 1Password, LastPass, Keeper, and OnPass, on new and up-to-date Android devices. They found that most apps were vulnerable to credential leakage, even with JavaScript injection disabled. When JavaScript injection was enabled, all password managers were susceptible to the autospill vulnerability. Gangwal says he alerted Google and the affected password managers to the flaw. 1Password chief technology officer Pedro Kanahudi told TechCrunch that the company has identified and is working on a fix for autospill. While the fix will further strengthen our security posture, 1Password's autofill function has been designed to require the user to take explicit action, says Kahanuti. The update will provide additional protection by preventing native fields from being filled with credentials that are only intended for Android's web view. Keeper CTO Craig Lurie said in remarks shared with TechCrunch, the company was notified about the potential vulnerability, but it did not say if it had made any fixes. We request a video from the researchers to demonstrate the reported issue. Based upon our analysis, we determined the researcher had first installed a malicious application and subsequently accepted prompt by Keeper to force the association of the malicious Keeper to a Keeper password record, said Lurie. Keeper said it safeguards in place to protect users against automatically filling credentials into an untrusted application or a site that was not explicitly authorized by the users, and recommended that the researcher submitted his report to Google, since it is specifically related to the Android platform. Google and OnPass did not respond to TechCrunch's questions. LastPass spokesperson Elizabeth Bassler did not comment by press time. Gangwal tells TechCrunch the researchers are now exploring the possibility of an attacker potentially extracting credentials from the app to web view. The team is also investigating whether the vulnerability can be replicated in iOS. So for those unfamiliar to what's going on, I'm going to simplify it quite a bit. And if there's any, which there are probably not, any like security researchers that end up watching this, please know that this is going to be an extreme simplification. So really what you do is you have your phone. Okay, well, let's try that again. You have your app. Okay, this is your phone's app, which could be LastPass. Sorry, LastPass. Even if you guys aren't totally affected by it or whatever, we saw your name in there. So there's LastPass. Then there is the website or the login service. Login. Okay. And then there is your phone's hardware. Okay. Phone. Your phone's hardware itself. And that means that the memory, what memory is running inside your device, when your device is on, whatever it's holding onto in its active living space, that is what's in your phone. Okay, so there's data in LastPass, there's data fields in the login field, and then there's your phone. Now, normally, what should happen if you go to log into something, you're on your phone, and you go to log in, if you use the standard login with Google credentials, in a way, it should just use your Google credentials. It'll actually ping out to Google and then have you log in based on whether or not you're logged in on the rest of your phone. I know it's a terrible simplification, but you might be logged into your phone for one reason. Actually, no, this is a better way of putting it. You go to log in, your phone sends information out, the login checks your phone to be logged into whatever service, and then your phone confirms it, and then you're logged into the device. What happens, what seems like it happens, is that while your phone places a request to the login screen going, hey, I would like to log in, even though you set it up so that it immediately logs in from whatever setup you have right there, LastPass is actually feeding that information straight to the phone instead of to the login screen. It's a terrible simplification, I know, but that is what's going on here. So that's the security issue, because your phone could be running a malicious app. It could have some kind of malicious system. The login system is really the only system that needs your password information. So that's what the security vulnerability is. Who is at fault? Who knows? Because it's a communication system between the different applications and the phone, well, the operating system, and even the login services of whatever system like Google you're using. So no answer to it directly, but just be careful, guys. Keep in mind, if you ever write down a password on a system that is not the direct login of the website that you are on, you are exposing your password to the internet. You're exposing your password to the rest of the world. So just be very, very careful with that.